Hello everyone and welcome to the Grove. My name is Sam Rev and today is another episode of Mob Mixer. In this series I take two mobs from Minecraft and I mix them together into one humanoid character design. In this episode we'll start with William Caveson, who is a llama and cave spider hybrid. I decided to use the 6 eyes, he has 4 normal eyes and then he needs to wear glasses. Sort of like the stereotypical, Mr. or Mrs. Four Eyes, because this person wears glasses. It was like a small detail which doesn't work extremely well, but it works for sort of what I'm going for, so I decided to add the character to have glasses, and underneath his bandana he has another pair of eyes. He also doesn't tend to be around people. He's self-conscious about his eyes, which is why he covers them up, but he just doesn't like other people. I also expect he would have run away for some reason, which is why his parents aren't around. I don't know whether it's because they told him to run away because they were being tracked down because of something, or if he just chose to run away. Or maybe he's an orphan. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. All I know is that his parents aren't around and that he's pretty much just adopted from the person that finds them in the caves. So that's sort of what his backstory is, and then eventually he begins to learn to trust people and just become more comfortable being with them, and more comfortable with his appearance. Eventually he would just take off the head bandana, and so he would be able to just not feel as self-conscious about that as he did in the past. I don't know if he would fully overcome that, but or maybe he would just occasionally take them, allow them to be revealed just in certain circumstances. And I think one idea I could do is that maybe in a scene where William is, he gets blinded from his normal pair of eyes, so he, takes off his blindfold and then looks around with those pair of eyes so that it's really easy to see around in the dark area or something. That would be an interesting thing. I'll have to think about that, but it would be interesting. I don't know if he would have poison available to him, if he can actually bite people and get them poisoned like normal cave spiders. I think it would be a fun thing to toy around with, though, so definitely will be interesting. For his name, I wanted something that was sort of a strong fighter, and I ended up finding Liam and William, which means strong-willed protector. It's like strong-willed or strong protector, strong warrior, something along those lines. And because of how William is very independent, I think it fits really well with the character himself, so I decided to keep it. His last name, Caveson, actually comes from the fact he is sort of a son of the caves. It's actually something that his mentor, the person who he ends up traveling with, that he ends up taking, takes the name that she gives him. For his design, other than just the bandana and glasses, I decided to add the llama ears to the hoodie, as if either he liked the hoodie because it's comfy, or maybe the other person made it for him. And then I added the backpack just to add some other elements, because I had this position, and so I thought him having a backpack would be fun. And then I wanted to have sort of workman-like belt. And then I had a pickaxe because he's in the mines, so that would sort of make sense. I don't know how well he would get along with other people. I think you'd find maybe Melissa a bit too maybe headstrong. Maybe they would be good friends because of that. I feel like William and Ozzy would get well together because they're sort of similar in how they're headstrong and independent from their parents. But I think you would have to learn about who's accepting being cared for, And so maybe William would be helpful in that regard. I think it would be interesting to have Ozzy and William connect to each other. I decided to use llama for the main outfit, especially this dark brown llama, because the colors worked well for this character. And I tried to find a good skin tone for the cave spider, because I didn't want it too dark, because then it would look like a normal spider, but I still wanted it to be dark, so it looked more of the spider-esque. And I also wanted to see if I could make it a blue tone, so it would work for him. I also had to adjust the arm so that it didn't look too long. I'm not sure how well I did, but I think in the end it looked good. So after I did all the colorings, I did try to look for a few different colors, but eventually I got too close to what it was until I found this light color from the llama. So that's William Caveson, the cave spider and llama hybrid. I forgot that I added the... Yeah, here's me trying to put in the different skin tones, so... And now I have the other person, and her name is Esme Travella. Travella is literally just a word coming off of the word travel. It wasn't that particular, but Esme, it means emerald, so it sort of links to trading emeralds. For her hat, for her outfit, I decided to have the witch's hat because it's very stereotypical witch attire, so it would definitely help communicate the fact that she is a witch. I also tried to make this emerald look even and look decent, and so I was trying many different ways of making it look nicer. Eventually I do actually do it, but it takes a little bit. So I have the emerald, and then I have the ribbons, I think. I think in the original design of the witch, it's supposed to be a belt, but I just made it sort of like a ribbon because I thought it was nice and because it looked good. I didn't realize that they slouched on the original design for the mob. Then for her face, I decided to turn the wart into a nose piercing because I thought that would just add another cool effect. How she's supposed to be a cool person who's just very chill and someone who is independent and sort of confident in her abilities. And I feel like that is who she is on the surface, because I was trying to think of her character and at first I couldn't think of what would her character arc be, because she would be able to adjust to wanting to be around this kid who she finds in the cave, because she finds William. So how does she adjust to that? And I would think it'd be pretty well. Like, she knows what she's doing. She found sort of her niche within the traveling community, and she's pretty good. But I wonder if she would have some sort of anxiety about being around a lot of people. Maybe she would, on the surface, be knowledgeable, and because William is independent, she didn't have to worry about him. But eventually, he does have to depend on her. And she has to remember, oh, it's not just me anymore. I have somebody who I'm caring about. Or maybe she and William ends up spending a time in a village, and so she has to learn to slow down. It's okay to spend a time in a village before you go on. You don't have to be on the run all the time, even though she might as well be. Because she's a trader. In the kind of merchant, she's a traveling merchant, and so she's always going out and trying to make a sale, and she's always on the move. And especially since she's with potions, that's not sort of what her lineage is supposed to be. They're just supposed to be normal, where they're just doing blocks or doing plants. They're not really supposed to be doing potions unless they're a cleric. But her mother was a witch, and so you have this dynamic where she's doesn't want to follow in her mother's footsteps with being aligned with the pillagers, but she also needs to forge her own path as a wandering merchant because of that. So maybe there would be some aspects surrounding that would be good to delve into. So, and then the rest of the outfit, I just decided to model out of the wandering trader. So you have the robe and you have the sash across the midsection and the pants and the boots. Like, those are all elements, well, other than the boots, because the wandering traders in Minecraft, they actually have sandals. And so I just decided I'm just going to make it boots. Also, in hindsight, I don't know if they actually have ears. I just really liked the idea of ears. So that's what I decided to do. I just decided to add them because I thought it would be cool. I do like how the pose turned out as well. The left hand, the one that's on her hip, it could have been done better, but for what it was pretty good. So you can see I'm putting in all the details. At first I wanted to make it a mix where it was the witch's colorings, but then have the wandering trader sort of style. And so I do end up mixing it, but I tried a different combination because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. And for the skin tone, I chose one of the colors from the witch's warts because it looked more desaturated from the regular wandering trader. So it was sort of that middle ground. So it was a mix. In hindsight, I don't actually think it was desaturated as it could have been, but since it was still part of the palette, I decided I could get away with it. And as you saw, I decided to transition into the blue coloring because I thought it fit more. I tried to choose darker colors from the Wandering Trader palette so it fit with the darker colors of the witch's outfit. And then here I'm trying to redesign the nose piercing so for me it looked better. And so I tried different things and I keep zooming out because I want to see it in context itself. And that way I know if I'm actually succeeding or not. So I tried different things. Maybe it could just be lower. And eventually I think I found something that I felt good enough with. I decided to do the eyes of the witch because the wandering trader, it's just green like any other villager, but I wanted it to be different, so I chose the witches. And then the strength potion in there is supposed to be a strength potion to symbolize her giving strength to her son. And I did change the background, so you'll see it on screen. And then William, you'll see him on screen as well. If you like these videos, please leave a comment, maybe subscribe, or at least a like. And I do have a gaming channel, so I'll leave that in the description if you want to look at it as well. So, see you next time!